Welcome to The Digital Shift. We are your hosts, Jessica Green
and Natasha Robertson. Together, we are here to help you build a tech-savvy empire and take your business to the next level.
If you're an entrepreneur, social marketer, or business owner ready to scale smarter, not harder, this is the podcast for you.
Every week, we bring you expert insights, actionable strategies, and the latest trends to help you infuse tech into your business so you can automate, optimize, and grow.
From mastering automation and creating high-converting systems to building authentic customer connections, we cover everything you need to shift your business into higher gear.
So grab your coffee, get comfortable, and get ready to make your digital shift.
Let's do this. Welcome back to The Digital Shift. I am Jessica Green, and today we're diving into one of the most overlooked growth strategies in entrepreneurship. Live events, my favorite. So listen, I have built businesses online, but before that, I actually ran a full-blown live event company. Natasha was also a partner in that company. And I can tell you those events were super powerful. And it's not just about running the event company, it's about attending a lot of live events in my previous past. I'm even hopping on an airplane tomorrow to go attend another live event for 3 days. They are where the connections turned into clients, where ideas turned into income, and where businesses took quantum leaps in a single weekend. And that's why I'm so excited to announce that Self-Made Hub is launching our very first in-person event this November in Atlanta, the Digital Shift Live Go High Level Mastery. This is for ambitious female entrepreneurs who want to learn how to build their businesses with tech and with mentors by their side, mentors who will have your back the entire way. So in this episode of The Digital Shift, I'm going to share how running your own life in your own live event company transformed businesses that I've been a part of, why live events are the single biggest shortcut to building momentum, confidence, and authority in today's digital world. Plus, I want to give you some behind the scenes look at the Digital Shift live event that's coming up in Atlanta, Georgia, our first in-person event hosted by Self-Made. And it's, I really want to give you some of my previous experience. I want to give you the shortcut, as this episode is named, the shortcut to explosive business growth. Why live events are the secret weapon that entrepreneurs just cannot afford to miss. Okay? So here's some of my experience, some of my tips, some of my past. Live events are the shortcut to your quantum growth. Collapse months into days. So when you go to these live events, you're going to learn strategies in person and create connections and breakthroughs that people normally spend 6 to 12 months trying to fumble through online. And we can compress them into just a few days. So being in person with people and learning, you walk away from, so let's think about our virtual summit. We just had a virtual summit, and in a couple of months, we're going to walk into a live event experience. So our virtual summit, people are at home for 3 days. They're distracted by their phones. They're online. They have 12 tabs open. They're kind of paying attention, sort of paying attention. We're teaching some of it. We're casting vision and showing you what's possible. But what you would be able to do in person is completely different. The phones go down, the computers get shut, you're paying attention, and you're focused. You're out of your environment, you're away from home, and you're focused on what you're there to learn for those day or 2 days or 3 days, whatever it is. And so it accelerates that learning curve by like 6 to 12 months. Okay. And there's a lot of things you'll miss in a virtual summit or a virtual event because we have all those tabs open that you're going to go back and try to learn it again somewhere else. But it was actually already taught to you, but we were doing so many things at one time trying to attend the virtual event. So we want to get people together in person. And it's why it's so valuable for you to invest in yourself and your business to be in person. And it's why we created an event company. Let's see, 2019, we had our very first event. You can see where this is going and why that event company isn't in existence to this day. We did a couple of our first in-person live events. And prior to that, I had run tons of smaller, like local, regional type events. But then we expanded and decided we want to get more people in a room, and we want to do this as a thing. We really love running events. So it's no surprise that Self-Made was going to have in-person events as a part of its business model. And we're stoked to invite you to come to that. But let's talk a little bit more about this shortcut to quantum growth. So it's going to give you a momentum boost. You cannot say that ever. I don't think anybody's ever walked out of an in-person live event and said, I didn't get anything out of that and I'm not inspired and I'm going to go home and I'm not making any changes in my life or my business. That doesn't happen. You gain clarity, you gain action steps, you gain accountability partners, you gain strategic partners. I want to talk about strategic partners. I don't want to forget to talk about that because I have gained some of the best strategic partners just by attending events, holding events and attending events. And that's two things. Like, if your business model supports holding a virtual event or in-person event, I would love to be your go-to. Like, pick my brain, ask me questions. I know how to run them, I know how to fill them, and I know how to make them impactful. So it's going to give your business a momentum boost just by being in the room. And you want to run your own events, that's a whole other part of this that can be super beneficial, creating strategic partnerships and accountability partners and having all eyes on your business and what you do. Then there's the emotional energy. When you see people take notes, nod their heads, or cry at a breakthrough moment, it fuels your own fire. You cannot sit in an event and not look around and see other people taking in and gaining something from that experience and realizing that you should be leaning in too. That energy sticks with you long after the event. It's why people come home and they take massive action and create change right after an in-person event. I have met so many people along the way at the live events we've hosted and the live events that we've gone to. And we always come home fired up and inspired and immediately launch something new or create that next side door to our business of our ecosystem because we get ideas from other people. Now, I'm going to take you on a little peek behind the scenes in my experience running a live event company. I started it because I just wanted people to have a place to go. I wanted them to, it's funny when you learn a lot as you do things, right? And so we launched our very first, let me tell you about our very first big live event. I live in Michigan and there's a place in Michigan called Mackinac Island. And on Mackinac Island, there's this place called the Grand Hotel. If you've ever heard of it, you'll know. If you've ever been there, you'll know how absolutely fabulous, fascinating, and different the experience of going to the Grand Hotel is. And my business partner and I at the time decided we really wanted to do an event at the Grand Hotel. We knew what type of event. We wanted it to be for business owners, network marketers, social marketers, people doing online business. And we knew that we wanted to do an experience type event at the Grand Hotel on Mackinac Island. And what we didn't realize, because we had never run an official event company in the past, is that there was going to be a lot more work going into this than we had initially anticipated to get people all the way to somewhere so remote as the Grand Hotel on Mackinac Island. Now, for those of you who don't know what it is, you can go look it up. It's amazing. It's beautiful. It's also at the very tip top of Michigan, in the middle of the water on an island that you can only get to by ferry boat. And then once you get there by ferry boat, there is no cars on the island. So in order to get to the Grand Hotel, you either have to walk or you have to get in a horse and buggy carriage ride with all of your luggage to be taken up to the Grand Hotel. So we were advertising this event to anybody in the world. I mean, let's talk mainly in the United States, although we did have some of our speakers fly over from across the pond. And I'll tell you more about that. And so people had to get on an airplane. This is a true planes, trains, and automobiles type story. So wait for it, okay? This is a little experience on what not to do, but the event was totally worth it, okay? And when you hear who our opening headline speaker was, you'll be like, wow, they put a lot into that event, okay? So you had to get on an airplane, more than likely. And then there's not a lot of main airports at the tippy top of Michigan. So you're probably flying into Detroit Metro, maybe another airport that's downstate around Lansing. Those are the major airports in Michigan. Now, are there some up north? Yes, there is a small airport called Pellston in Upper Michigan, which is still a probably 45-minute to an hour ride to the ferry boat. So you had to airplane. Then if you flew into Detroit Metro, you had a 4-hour car ride to the top of Michigan to get on that ferry boat. So you had to find transportation. And then you had to get on the ferry boat, buy tickets, get on the ferry boat, travel across the water. It's about a 45-minute ride across the water. And then you get to the island and you're like, I'm here. Where's the taxi? And then you're like, oh, there is none. I now have to get a horse and buggy and get my way up to the Grand Hotel. So you truly had an experience just getting to the event. And so I feel like maybe that held us back just a little bit. And so when people were looking at our event and thinking about buying a ticket or coming, number one, the Grand Hotel is super expensive. Okay. Not to mention, it is not an inexpensive hotel, but you're going to have an experience of a lifetime. I will promise you that. And so then they, when people started equating that and travel and all the things, I think it was kind of a hard decision to make. Don't ever put yourself in that for your very first event. We obviously liked adversity and we were willing to overcome it because we did. So I said to my business partner, I think that we're going to have a headline speaker bigger than you and I to get people to come to this event. So I put my recruiting hat on and we gathered funding amongst ourselves. And we went out and hired one of the most major names in our business world at that time in the female entrepreneur in the network marketing space, which was Miss Rachel Hollis. And prior to her, we caught her on the cusp of that up era. And so we got her to speak at our event. And I think probably months later, she tripled the cost. And this was multiple five-figure investment to get her to be our opening headline speaker. Did an amazing job. And then we decided we didn't even have anybody to MC the event. I'm not an MC. My business partner wasn't an MC. And so we had a couple of other speakers that we hired, one being Fraser Brooks. He's in the coaching industry. And the other one was Rob Sperry. And he's also in that industry. And they asked us running up to the event, like, who's MCing this event? And we were like, I don't know. Like, we know what we're doing. And they're like, we'll take the role. We'll do that for you. Man, did they save our butts? Like, literally hosted that event for us and just rocked it out. They did amazing. And I don't know what we would have actually done without them. So Rob, Fraser, if you're listening to this podcast, you really did a stellar job. We invited them back to do it at the next event that we decided to do in Naples, Florida, maybe a little easier one to get to, maybe a place that really wanted to come to. But I digress. That's my experience in running a live event company. We're going to do things a little different for this next event. We're going to make it in like one of the easiest places to get to in the United States, which is just outside of Atlanta, Georgia. And you'll be able to fly right into that Atlanta airport. And it's a quick Uber ride to the location. We're making the location a very easy hotel. You don't even have to have a car because where this hotel is located, you'll be able to just walk out of the building and there's 20 restaurants at your fingertips and all the things in this really cool common area where you can throw bean bags at night and hang out. And it's it's going to be a great experience, but much easier for our attendees to come to. Okay. So I'm not going to make it as difficult as we did for our very first event, but man, those events taught me a lot about what people were willing to do to get around each other and participate in an incredible learning experience. I mean, we had people that are still friends and business partners to this day that met at that first event. There's people I still do business with today that I met at that event or that we had speak at that first event. And, people who come to those events are unsure about what you do for a business. And here's another learning lesson behind the scenes before I move on. We didn't even intend on selling anything at that event. We ended up at the last minute. Someone's like, what are you guys selling at this event? You're supposed to sell something at your event. And we were like, we are? We just wanted people here for the experience. And so at the very end, we launched our second event and sold some tickets to that second event that was going to be in Naples. But big learning experience. Please, by all means, if you're going to run your own events, learn a little bit of the structure of what is expected and what you should do to make those events profitable, and, have a main focus or a goal of that event. So there's a lot of work that goes into them, but man, are they so worth it. And it just taught me the value of being in the right room at the right time with the right people. And you cannot do that online. You cannot get that out of a virtual event. And every event that we have run in the past, prior to that event, after that event, and now even up to our very first in-person event for the digital shift, every event is a reminder that when people get in the room, businesses transform. Do you want your business to transform? Okay. This is the number one growth hack most entrepreneurs skip, and it's live events. Entrepreneurs will pour thousands into ads, funnels, courses, but hesitate when it comes to spending money on a plane ticket or a ticket to an event. And I encourage you, if it's not our event, plan one in the next 90 days that you can get to. It will move your business forward. I promise you, the return on investment of proximity, you can literally buy proximity to the people and strategies that will collapse your timeline. Let me tell you a story. I wanted to learn how to run paid ads. I had been through the ringer. I was done letting people do it for me. I didn't want to have anybody do that ever again in my business. I wanted to be, and even if I did, I wanted to be be able to control it and know what was being run out there so I could pick up if I needed to on that. And I was just tired. We were at the cusp of almost hiring another person to run our ads. It was going to cost us $2,500 a month in just to have the person run the ads. Then we were going to have the ad budget, right? So let's approximate just to get started, because getting started ad budget for a company that actually wants to get something out of their ROI audit, have to spend at least $3,000 a month in ad spend. So we're talking almost a $5,000 a month adventure just to get someone to run the ads and then ads themselves. Okay, so fast forward. I was served an ad for a company called the Sales Girls. And I really loved what they did. And through them, so we'll talk about this in just a second, because I'm going to their event. Actually, I'm flying out. And again, like I said, going to events, getting proximity, all the things, so valuable. It opens up your network like you would never believe. Okay. All right, back. So I attended a Sales Girls Day challenge that they did, but through that, I ended up getting served ads from a lady by the name of Ashley Brock. And we just featured her on our summit, right? She was just a speaker on our last two summits. This will just show you the proximity of going to live events. Okay. So I was served an ad about an event that she was in January, just a couple months later, and she teaches how to do paid ads. And I was like, I am totally going to that event. Funny enough, it's in Alpharetta, Georgia, where we're having our event, where I was spending all kinds of time. So when I look back on it, I obviously was served ads for the Sales Girls and for Ashley, because I was doing a lot of business in Atlanta at that time. And it just so to work out was in my newsfeed, right? It's just how ads work. It's so incredible, chasing me around on Google and Facebook. And so I decided to fly to Atlanta and go to her event, because I knew that 3 days in person was going to give me some answers I needed to a problem I was trying to solve in my business. And that was, should I pay someone else to run ads for me, or should I go learn it myself? I wanted to go and see if Ashley was the real deal. And I knew at a live event, that was my best chance of doing that. So I got on the plane, I made the investment, I flew down there, stayed in a hotel, went to the event for 3 days. And by the end of that event, I was able to make my decision. So you getting in that room will collapse your timeline, will help you focus on the strategies for your business, and will help you grow in ways that you will never get unless you're there in person. And in that 3 days, my business changed drastically. It has changed drastically since that event. Now, Ashley and I do business together. I'm in her mastermind. I'm meeting other business owners. We flew to another event of hers, met more business owners in June or July. And then I have been following the Sales Girls, which was actually the door to finding Ashley. I have been following them since then, knowing that I also want to be around them. So I am flying to their event tomorrow also in Atlanta, Georgia area. And I'm going to go rub elbows with all of them and all of those business owners also on the same similar journey as me, so I can meet people and be around like-minded people and have the proximity effect. The person that I will be sitting next to this week could become my next client, or could be my next coach, or could be my next strategic partnership, or could be an accountability lifeline. You just have no idea until you get in person with those people. Okay. I have met some incredible people at events that will be lifelong accountability partners. I have joint ventures with, or not joint ventures, I have strategic partnerships with Ashley. I have strategic partnerships with Coach Fryer. And I met Coach Fryer, guess what? At an event of Guess Who's, Rob Sperry of Guess How. He was a speaker at my event. See how that expands? Put yourself in the room and around the people that you need to grow you and your network, and man, it will explode. I want you to stop hiding behind the screen. In-person events are going to explode your business. Safety online. It's easy to sit at home behind a Canva post, a Zoom call, an email. But growth is uncomfortable. Being in the room forces you to introduce yourself, share your offer, and practice just being seen. Body language, eye contact, conversation, build a bond faster than months of DMs. It'll never happen the same way. Think of the last time you DM'd or someone DM'd you and tell me about your business versus a coffee table combo at an event. It is totally different energy. I am stoked to go do that tomorrow. So how live events can just build your authority is, number one, you got to get in the room. Attending, it gives you new skills. It gives you credibility. I was at blank event and stories to share with your audience. Stories to share online the whole time you're at an event. It's credibility all built in. Hosting events will skyrocket your authority. Trust me, I know, because you are now the one curating the room, the content, and the energy. I'm not saying you have to do that. Step one, get in the room. Step two, surround yourself with people who run events and understand how to, if that's something that you want to do. Hosting events positions you as a leader, even if you're a small startup. We help you scale. Share how hosting events made you show up differently and gave you an instant authority in your space. Share it online, share it on social media, share it to anybody who will listen. Okay. And if you speak on stage at an event, what credibility that can give to you. Let me give you an example of attending an event and what it did for my trajectory in business. So I decided to attend GoPro, Eric Worre's in-person event. This would be back in 2016, maybe 17. Can't remember the exact year. I attended. The next year I said, I'm bringing my team back. I was in network marketing at that time. And I said, next year I'm bringing my team back. So the following year went back and took my team. So we had a lot of people there. When you have a lot of people at an event like that, you get noticed. You've brought other people to the event. You have a large network. That to the event host, person putting on the event, that's incredible. You just brought a lot of people to this event. From that event, we decided to take the next step and work a little closer with Eric and bought into his mastermind. We attended that for 3 days back out in Las Vegas. And during that event, got to know him a lot better, and he got to know us. Fast forward 6 months later, and he asked me to speak on his stage for the very first time in front of thousands and thousands and thousands of people. What a adventure that was. But it happened, and it was amazing. And I was invited to come back and speak on his stage again, just 5 or 6 months later. That credibility and network that gave me, you can't buy dollars. It was incredible. And that only happened because I attended that first event with like 4 of us in the room on my own. One time. That trajectory happened. And we were put into networks of people that I still call my friends today. And we still do strategic partnerships and share business this many years later. All of that from just attending one in-person event, to speaking on stages, to running my own companies, to having my own events and being the main speaker in the room. That's what live events can do for you. So we are launching the Digital Shift Live, Mastering Go High Level, in 3 days in November in Atlanta, Georgia. It is the 5th, the 6th, the 7th. So if you were listening to this podcast episode and you have not gotten your ticket yet, you will be able to get your ticket in the link below. The seats are super limited. We are keeping this first event small. We want to workshop with you. We want to talk to you. We want to teach you. We want you to dig into your tech and feel confident walking out of that room that you have what it takes to go build onto your business. Think about the people you'll meet. Think about the things that you will learn. This is for you, the ambitious female entrepreneur that is ready to master the tech in your business and have some mentors that will guide, teach, and support, and a community of others just like you. No fluff, just real strategies. This isn't about sitting and listening. It's about building. You're going to walk away with some assets and a system. We're going to give you actually this toolkit, and it's going to be templates and a workbook and a lot of stuff to go implement into your business. So I am so excited for our very first in-person event. It is going to be the first. I want you to be there. It won't be the only, but it's going to be the first. It is happening in November, just outside of Atlanta, in a little town called Alpharetta. And this is not just going to be another conference where you sit in the back of the room taking notes. This is going to be a build with us, hands-on, roll up your sleeves event where you actually leave with systems in place. It is designed for you, the ambitious female. And you're going to get some step-by-step mentorship from myself, Natasha, and our other tech-savvy coaches that will be there to have your back. You're not going to just learn about funnels and automations and offers. You're going to create some of that right there in the room. You'll leave with your ecosystem all mapped out, not just a notebook full of ideas. And let's be real, connection changes everything. I think I just explained that really well. The people who get in this room are going to be the ones who walk out with new friends, collaborations, strategic partnerships, and maybe even some clients. That is the power of proximity. Here's the deal though, okay? We only have a limited number of seats for Alpharetta. And if you're hearing this, it means that there might still be a few left, but I cannot promise that they're going to last. So if your gut is saying, I need to be in the room, don't wait. Stop what you're doing. Head over to our website, www.self-made.biz/Atlanta, and grab your ticket now. Because here's the truth. You've been telling yourself you'll figure it out. You'll figure out the tech later. You'll get it all done, or you'll invest in the systems where you have more sales. But this event is the shortcut. Get the systems first and the sales will follow. So imagine walking into Alpharetta with ideas and walking out with your funnel, your automation map, and a community of mentors and peers who've got your back. Seats are going to go fast, so don't miss it. Grab your ticket today before it's gone. I'm super excited, and I hope to see you there. Funnels build followers. Live events build empires. I will see you in Alpharetta. And if you are an avid consumer of the Digital Shift podcast, make sure that you tune in next week for an episode from Natasha about 3 automations that replace 10 hours of hustle a week. If you've ever wished you could clone yourself or just buy back your time, this episode's going to be for you. And she's breaking down 3 simple automations you can install right away that will save you 10 hours of manual work every single week so you can focus on growth, clients, and freedom instead of being chained to your laptop. Thank you for tuning in today, and I will see you on the next episode. Thanks for tuning in to The Digital Shift. We hope today's episode gave you the tools and inspiration to take your business to the next level.
Don't forget, we have something for everyone to help you scale smarter. Whether you're just getting started or ready to go all in, we've got you covered.
Start with 14 days of free access to the Self-Made Hub, our all-in-one platform to automate, optimize, and grow your business.
Looking for more? Check out our Self-Made membership, where you can work at your own pace with help from your tech-savvy mentors.
Or take it to the next level with our 10-week accelerator program, perfect for those ready to scale with expert guidance and systems all in one place.
And if you're looking for done-for-you options, from custom funnel builds to fully done-for-you marketing systems customized just for your business,
visit us at www.self-made.biz to explore all of our programs and tools and find the perfect fit for your business needs.
Let's make your digital shift a reality. See you next time.